In a world drowning in chaos, where anger is normal, where patience is rare, and where promises are broken like glass, there once lived a man whose entire legacy was built not on miracles or fame, but on consistency. He didn't part the seas, he didn't confront tyrants, but Allah mentioned him by name in the Qur'an not once but twice. Why? Because he never missed a prayer, never lost his temper, and never broke a promise. This is the story of Dhul-Kifl, Alayhi Salam, a man whose quiet strength earned him a place among the elite, a man most Muslims today have forgotten, but whose example we desperately need now more than ever. The name Dhul-Kifl appears only twice in the entire Qur'an. In both places, Allah pairs him with the likes of Ismail, Idris, and Al-Yasa, men of firm resolve. And mention Ishmael and Idris and Dhul-Kifl, all were of the patient. 21:85. And remember Ishmael, Elisha, and Dhul-Kifl, and all are among the outstanding. 38:48. But who was Dhul-Kifl? The Quran doesn't tell us his full biography. No birthplace, no miracles, no enemies. Just two words that summarize his greatness. As-Sabirin, the patient ones. And from that, scholars began to uncover the story of a man whose patience shook the heavens. Before we go deeper, I want you to pause, take a deep breath, and ask yourself, if Allah were to describe you in two words, would patience be one of them? Most of us struggle with even one act of obedience, but Dhul-Kifl, Alayhi Salam, was consistent his entire life. If that inspires you even a little, do one thing right now. Comment below. "O Allah, make me among the patient." Share this story with someone who needs to hear it, because reviving the names of Allah's righteous servants is itself an act of worship. According to early Mufassirin like Ibn Jarir at-Tabari and Ibn Kathir, there are two views about who Dhul-Kifl was. One, that he was a prophet because Allah grouped him with other prophets. Two, that he was a righteous man, possibly a judge or caretaker, given authority in his community. While the first opinion is stronger, especially from classical Tafsir, the second is still held by some. But what they all agree on is that he was a man of extraordinary sabre. The name Dhul-Kifl literally means the one who took responsibility. He was the one who guaranteed something and fulfilled it. The scholars say he was called this because of a remarkable moment in his youth. A prophet, possibly Al-Yasa, Alayhi Salam, was seeking someone to take over leadership of Bani Israel. But the position came with three impossible conditions. 1. Pray every single night. 2. Fast every single day. 3. Never get angry. No one dared to accept, except one young man, who stood up and said, "I will take the responsibility." And so, the test began. Every day he judged the people's affairs. Every night he stood in prayer. He fasted, served, forgave, and never once showed a burst of rage. Even when people tested him, even when Satan himself tried to provoke him, he remained firm. This is why Allah praised him, not for status or tribe or miracles, but for keeping his promise to Allah. Because anyone can be great once, but being righteous every single day, that's what makes you unforgettable. How many promises have you made to Allah? "I'll stop watching that. I'll pray on time. I'll change." And how many times did you break that promise within a week? Dhul-Kifl made a lifelong promise, and he never broke it. So do something bold right now. Type a private promise in the comments. "Ya Allah, I commit to this action." Then say Bismillah and keep it for His sake. Who knows? It might be the promise that changes your life. An Israiliyyat narration, reported in Tafsir Ibn Kathir, tells us this. Shaytan once told his followers, "Go and provoke this man, he's ruining our efforts." So one of them disguised himself as a needy man and came knocking. Again and again, morning, afternoon, night. He made fake complaints, told lies, interrupted Dhul-Kifl's rest, but each time Dhul-Kifl responded with calm, until Shaytan himself came disguised as an old man and snuck into his room. But instead of anger, Dhul-Kifl said, "If you have a case, come in the morning, this is not the time." That was the final proof. Even when disturbed in his own home, he stayed composed. Imagine that was you. You're sleep deprived, fasting, emotionally drained, someone lies about you, disrespects you, wastes your time, would you explode? Most of us would. But Dhul-Kifl, he passed every test because he wasn't reacting for himself. He was acting for Allah. So next time you're tested, ask yourself, what would Dhul-Kifl do? Drop this below. I choose sabr over anger. Then tag someone who needs to hear that too. Other narrations say Dhul-Kifl, Alayhi Salam, became a judge, respected across the land. He would sit from morning till night solving disputes, never missing a day, never turning anyone away. One day his assistant noticed he wasn't sitting in his usual spot. Worried, he rushed to his home, only to find Dhul-Kifl still asleep. For the first time ever, he had overslept. But when he tried to wake him, he realized Dhul-Kifl had passed away, peacefully, in his sleep, after a life of unbroken devotion. If your soul was taken tonight, what would your record look like? Would the angels find broken promises, missed prayers, or a heart committed to Allah? Say, Ya Allah, take me in a state you're pleased with. Then reflect deeply, because one day that dua might be answered. Where did Dhul-Kifl live? Some scholars say Sham, modern-day Syria or Palestine. Others say Iraq or Jordan. A shrine attributed to him exists in Al-Kifl, Iraq today, but authenticity is uncertain. What we do know is this: wherever he lived, he left a legacy of justice and worship. A few scholars even debated whether Dhul-Kifl might be another name for a different prophet, like Zachariah or Yasa, based on similarities in character. But the strongest view remains: he was his own person, a unique prophet or righteous man chosen by Allah. Let's pause for reflection. What does it truly mean to be among the patient? It's not about suppressing every emotion, it's about choosing Allah when it's hardest. When your body says sleep, but you rise to pray. When your ego says fight, but you walk away. When your nafs says give up, but your heart says, no, I'm doing this for Allah. That is real sabr. And Dhul-Kifl lived it every single day. If this story has moved something in you, don't let it pass. Comment, Ya Allah, make me like Dhul-Kifl. Share this video with someone whose patience is being tested, because the world needs more people like him, and if you won't carry that light, who will? Dhul-Kifl didn't leave behind scrolls, he didn't build cities, he didn't lead armies, but Allah still wrote his name in the Qur'an. Why? Because he did the small things. Every single day, the night prayers, the daily fasts, the silent justice, the calm under pressure, that's all it takes. But most of us aren't consistent long enough to see it through. Be honest, how many times have you given up halfway? That diet, that Qur'an goal, that new me plan. It's not ability we lack, it's consistency. Leave a personal dua below. Ya Allah, help me stay consistent in X. Say it now, before Shaytan whispers you away. There's a powerful line from Imam al-Ghazali. A little action done consistently is better than a mountain of deeds done once. That's the heart of Dhul-Kifl's story. He didn't do what was flashy, he did what was faithful. So don't look for greatness in the extraordinary. Look for it in the things you do for Allah when no one's watching. This was the story of a man who never missed a prayer, never broke his fast and never lost his temper. A man the world forgot. But Allah remembered. Will He remember you? Comment, make me one of the patient, O Allah. Subscribe, support this mission, and pass the legacy on. Because if we don't tell their stories, who will?